Isn't it funny when somebody start learning English or we have a lot of expectation that I will learn that way and within a month, or within 15 days, or within 2 months, I will be great speaker. A lot of that idea we start grabbing in our mind. But what happens later after? Once we dive into it, once we get across the learning idea, a lot of structure, vocabulary, blah blah blah, many things comes, many aspects come. It is in grammar, and then we started diving into it, or we think that now let it be 10 more days, 20 more days, one more month, 2 more months. I think now I'm going on the great way. What I wanted, I'm at the right precise path. But oh my god, gradually we are dipping, diving, dipping, diving, dipping, diving. But gradually, what we understand, it's taking longer. What I expected. But what next? Okay, once we understood a structure, learned certain grammar rule, now we are able to form some sentences. When it comes to sitting and reading, then only. But when we started speaking, then what happened again? We started stumbling. It makes again somewhere it becomes a lingering issue in our mind. That how long will it take again? It's been many months that were not expected. I had not think about that. But why? How long again I have to give behind this? Somebody said it can be learned within 3 months, 6 months. It's been years, but still I have been working on that. How long more? These ideas, these minds started sabotaging our growth, our capacity, our idea, thinking style. Why does it happen exactly? Because when we start learning, at the time we had said something in our mind, or we had recorded imagination in our mind that okay, I learned it, then I have to attend interview. One funny thing came in my mind. Once upon a time, a guy came to me online. He called me and he said, after 15 days, I have an interview. But I want to learn English. Oh, great. In my mind, I know it takes years and years. And this guy, he came and he wanted to learn within 15 days. It was something that was amazing. When I started communicating with him, or he was able to talk in general voice, that generally talk that we generally discuss the communication skill when it comes to uh, casual, like hey, how are you, where do you live, what do you do, and why do you want to learn English. The all conversation went well, so he thought, wow, I'm talking with a guy who had been teaching globally, it means my communication skill is well. And then what happened, and then after what I did, I asked him that, well, man, you are able to communicate. Why do you want to learn English? And then he said, no, 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 no. Whenever I talk with somebody, that I started fumbling, I started stumbling, or the idea that I have in my mind, it doesn't click. Suddenly, what should I do at the time I want to gain confidence? Well, then what did I do? I spoke a few sentences in Hindi, in mother tongue, and I asked him to narrate that. But he stumbled. Not a single sentence he corrected. He translated well. And that is why I told him, see, this mindset that we have, everybody, we are human, what we think that now I'm able to form sentences. But we never understand that the sentence we form, it was not the sentence that will elaborate all the idea. It was a sentence that generally every day we speak, or by repeating, by speaking every day, it came in our mind. But it does not mean that all the idea, all the situation that will come across while talking with somebody during interview, during presentation, you will confess, you will conquer. No, because when it comes to general talk, when it comes to this casual, by listening people, by talking, by absorbing gradually, we understood well, or now we are able to speak. But when you are talking with somebody, or you are he want you to speak about certain situation, or mean the time will ask you something, at the time we started fumbling with the word, with the structure, with the grammar rule, and then we feel blank. That is one of the pathetic situation that I faced, and the people or my habit teaching they are facing. How to get rid of this? This is one of the common questions that again and again hit in our mind. How can you work on that? And what is the idea that we might bring in my communication skill or work upon that so that it will help us to get rid of what we are fumbling with. But we forget already, we forget in advance that what we are learning, the methodology, whatever we are following, it's not complete. Sometimes we learn 30%, 20%, and we want then thereafter that, wow, I learned it. So I believe now we are able, now we can communicate where we want. But we never thought about that. It was just a part, it was a chunk of what you want to learn. Why didn't you learn all? So once you learn all, even though you're not able, even learning all, you will not be able to communicate because communication demands a lot of practice. And what you have crammed, rote learning or rules, vocabulary, that will not work because you need to make it spontaneous. You need to adjust somewhere, retain it. And how will it happen? It will not happen. It won't happen within a certain time. It requires a lot of time. A lot of time means suppose what I do and same thing I recommend to my people they are learning. So what do I do? Whatever I'm doing, I keep imagining that in English, and many times what happens, certain vocabulary, suitable vocabulary doesn't click in a mind, did not or doesn't pop up in my mind, and that's why immediately, because everybody nowadays we have privilege, we have a smartphone, online internet, so we are well equipped in this advanced technology. Earlier it used to be too tough. When we had dictionary, we couldn't have privilege or we were not able to carry all dictionary in the pocket everywhere we are going. But nowadays at least we are having high technology, a smartphone. Even if you're not, if even if you don't want to type, once you speak, it will give you answer. So now it is our privilege. We can avail this facility. What I thought, it doesn't click in my mind. I will type, I will translate. If it gives some sense, it's okay. Otherwise, because I know better way to get the result online, I will go in different resources. I will get to know was it correct or not. If it is correct or there is bunch of list that may give me some different sense, different idea where what is the precise, what is the comprehensive that basically I want. Being a professional, I cannot go with all the details. I want something that should be precise. That would be well what I deserve. And because I have been teaching globally, I cannot teach people something that is like very common. It is well understood, but it cannot be used in the professional life, in the advanced or somewhere in the conversation where you are sitting in meeting, making client understand, it will not work. For that, I need to understand perfect, suitable, common standard. We have to combine this whole idea. So nowadays we have that privilege that we can use. So wherever I am going, whatever thought came in my mind pop up, and if it is something that is clouding, not clear, it is not with the clarity, so immediately I will check or I will learn it. That is one of the best way. And like now what I'm doing here, suppose I'm gonna get a time, I have sufficient time, so I will play some video, the greatest speaker, those are the top level speaker worldwide, or some podcast, some news, I will try to listen at a certain time if I have. While listening that, I'm not gonna learn about how to speak. I'm learning all those things, the vocabulary, the way of speaking, the structure, idea, where they are going, what are they sharing, what all thought they had in mind, the way of speaking. Lot of combination come when we start learning via this expanding methodology way, or that becomes one of the great things. So whenever we are stumbling anywhere, or we think that we are really stumbling, or why we are not progressing, see, I'm circling back, I'm going here and there, but I'm just talking about my experience that I had or that what nowadays people are facing whom I have been teaching. What the question generally I come across or they ask me nowadays, and I'm the liable to share my idea, give them something that worked for me, that worked for other, and that had been working for other people. So for that we have smartphone. Click on this, learn it, remember this. Once you came across, learn it. After a few days, again same situation comes. Think, wow, last time I learned. What about that? I think I'm gonna forget something. What about that? What about that? Just try to recall. Even if it doesn't click in your mind, again I'll explore, I will find. But generally, what do I do? To get rid of this cumbersome job, if once I got to know about something, I take a screenshot somewhere I put in my phone. So later on, whenever I get a time, or even I don't want the situation, even I'm sitting somewhere or I'm walking, it's like something that I'm squandering time. At the time, I can make that productive. So what do I do? At the immediately, I go to the phone, I see all the screenshots because I know all the screenshots I have, these all are very important, significant for improvement when it comes to communication skill. Or that is why I start learning, I start understanding, or gradually I notice that many situations that I was struggling to speak, it was easy now for me. Why? It is not that I learned, it came immediately in my mind. No, 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 no. It takes a lot of time, or that lot of time doesn't come immediately. It takes years and years, but believe me, once you are in that habit, see ultimately what are we doing? So improvement is a part of how much dedication we have, how focused we are. The situation will persist, it will linger in our way while learning. But suppose I went to market, I went for shopping. After shopping, I'm walking, I'm coming back to home. It means the time I'm coming, I can consume. I can make that more productive. So I will open my phone, I'll scroll down, I'll see the screenshot last time I took. I clicked, captured, and now once I'll see, it will be rejuvenated in my mind. I'll be refreshing that so that even though the situation not now, but that again I went through, or now if such situation will come immediately, it will reflect in my mind why it is happening. It is not that I'm sitting and thinking it is happening. We need to take an action. Taking action become one of the significant when it comes to not about the English communication skill, but it goes in all the aspect of life, many situations, many circumstances every day we face. But how do we conquer that? Once it becomes difficult, first time everything is super difficult, it's a hard nut to crack. It seems like we are gonna down the rabbit hole. But once we know how to extricate of this, how to get out of this, how to get rid of this, once we know the art, once we know the skill set, next time if we face the same situation, it means it becomes super easy for us, or we are able to get rid of that. That same thing is happening with the communication skill, because we are not incessantly putting in all our efforts. So that's why we think it's super difficult for us. But we never allowed our mind that let it be. Don't express, don't stress. Spend time, keep spending relentlessly. One day we'll get to know that it becomes your spontaneous way. And basically we were lacking at last in the past, because we were super focused to gain the language, gain the skill within a certain time. But now we are not the certain, now we are not in the same pace. Now we think it is a part of life. We have to learn. Let it take the time. It does not matter. I'm learning, I have been learning, I will be learning, and one day will come that it will be super easy for us, or that what happens. Yeah. So if you are ready to give a time, if you believe that you're not gonna think that today you will learn English, or tomorrow you will learn English, or within a certain time you will get to know how to speak well. If you believe that you want this by hook or by crook, you will leave no stone unturned to grab this skill. It means now the mindset had already understood that we have to learn, the time does not matter, and that is what you will get to later on, that it is happening or it becomes easy when it comes to achieve it. Do these all things, never will come across such toxic mindset that may propel you back or give some pessimistic idea that we will start thinking of recessing. Don't do that. That will make pathetic situation. So what we have to do is just be incessant. That's it. One day we'll get to know that it will be super easy, and you will love speaking this. Thank you.